Just around the corner from our vacation rental on the Greek Island of Crete was the ruins of the ancient Minoan settlement of Aptera. The site is over 5,000 years old and is one of the most important archaeological sites for Minoan civilization. Having such an important historical site so nearby provided a perfect way to start our 5th day on Crete. The ruins at Aptera are famous in Greek mythology as the location of the battle between the Muses and the Sirens. Just 2 kilometers away from the current site of Aptera is Ancient Aptera, which is the greatest archaeological site in this portion of Crete. Entrance is just €2 for adults and students are free. It's a beautiful site, probably 30 to 60 minutes to walk on foot. There's not a ton to see, but there's some really cool stuff. The most prominent feature of Ancient Aptera is its well-preserved amphitheater, the first amphitheater that Madeline and Emily have ever encountered. Madeline was pretty surprised by the effectiveness of natural acoustics. Keep talking.
Okay, we are in an ancient theater. Oh! That's really weird. Wait, I feel like I've got like headphones on, that like the big plastic ones and everything, just you can just hear yourself talking. That's kind of cool.
One of the best maintained and more recently restored areas is a monastery and its courtyard that was built using original materials from the site. The monastery was still used until as recently as the 1960s. Near to the archaeological site are 2 fortresses from the Ottoman period, the latest built in 1872. One can experience the entire gamut of Cretan history in a single location. Even the current village nearby puts on historical and cultural events. Another prominent feature of the site is the well-preserved arched Roman cisterns, which used to provide water for the city, including the public and private baths.
It echoes. We're good harmonizers.
The heat and humidity got to us after an hour out in the sun. We enjoyed exploring the ruins and tried to look around every corner before returning home. Overall, a great site for someone looking to learn about Cretan history. But the sun took its toll and the girls wanted some time in the pool before doing a camera-free late-night Italian dinner. Today was pretty quiet for us here in Aptera on Crete. We got up and originally had planned on doing a beach day, but decided by the end of the day or by midday, that we were just kind of worn out and needed a little bit of time off. The plan tomorrow is to head down to the South Shore, which I guess is that way, and we're going to do a accessible only by boat beach. It's Thursday, it's our 12th day here in Crete. Today we are driving down, just the 3 of us. We're leaving Dominica behind because she needs a day off. And we are driving down to the South Shore again. This time we're going to Glyka Nera, Sweetwater Beach, where the ice water runoff from the White Mountains flows through the sand to the Mediterranean Sea. So the sand is cool, trees grow on the desert beach, and it's super secluded. So we're going to be parking, we think, on a switchback and hiking down a mountain trail on the European E4. So we'll see everyone from the beach. The trail to Glyka Nera proved to be far longer, hotter, rockier, and precarious than we had been led to believe that it would be.
drop off. There's no rocks to slide down, it's just you fall.
The hike took 90 minutes and left us exhausted. There was no shade anywhere along the cliff. But Glyka Nera is one of the world's most unique beach experiences, and while it took us a while to appreciate it, we did eventually admit that the extreme inaccessibility was still worth having taken the time to overcome. The warm air made for a contrast with the beach's rocks, which were cooled by the icy water flowing just a few inches beneath the surface. Out in the water, it was easy to see the brackish ripples as the fresh, cold water from the beach met the warm and salty seawater. When we stepped out into the water, we were able to feel the icy water from the beach flowing between our toes as it bubbled up between the rocks. It was a really unique feeling and something that makes this beach very special. If you dig down just a little bit, you'll actually dig into the river and the water flows right through where you've dug down. And they've got spots on the beach. The girls are standing in one right now, there, and you can actually look in that water and see it flowing. And when you go out into the actual sea, it's way colder than the normal Mediterranean, and it's brackish. You can actually see in the water the sweet water from the beach flowing in and mixing with the salt water from the Mediterranean. And in fact, we went out there and you could find spots where your feet would get really, really cold, and you'd actually feel the water pushing out as the river flowed between your toes. Unbelievably cool, and there's air bubbles everywhere from the river churning and coming up. It's really neat. Because the water under the beach is so fresh and pure, goats like to come down to drink from it when it gets exposed. I surprised the girls with tickets to the ferry to take us back to the village where we had started so that we could avoid climbing back up the way that we had come down. We are taking a tiny boat back to Sfakia. We're at this moment very glad that Dominica did not come with us, because this is when things would get a little bit rough for her. If the hike this morning didn't kill her, this is what would do it. So at the end, we'd be doing the hike again, because once she saw this boat, which is half the size of the last boat, which she wouldn't have done, we're at the Trailhead now. We just got back to our car. We decided to take a boat back because
I was not doing that again.
Yeah, that was a very large climb up. So we took the boat back and we got it, which is only €4 per person, so 12 for us. And we are about to drive back to Aptera. We're exhausted. Between the sun and the hike and the gorge this morning and getting up early, it has been a long day, but a successful, really cool day at the beach. All right, so Glyka Nera is a pretty cool beach. What do you girls think? Is it worth the hike?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, depends on
what you're looking for.
Yeah.
With that, it was time for our scenic drive north across the island and back to our apartment to call it a day. Much to Madeline's delight, there were many goats on the drive home. Traveling to and from Glyka Nera made for a very long day, and we would be arriving home at around dark.
We're gonna let the monster eat you.
Turn around!
The bad monster! Da-da-da-da-da.
That's gonna be the best part of the video. Emily feels left out.
I'm way over here on the other side.
Oh, there we go.
It's weird. That's really weird.
I like it. Hi. I could put on the
Hi, how are you?
Would you like to see something fancy?
In our next episode, we'll be wrapping up our time in Crete, Greece. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, tell your friends, share online, and follow us on Instagram.